Hey, what's going on everyone? Greg here, and I all think we can agree that the best Apple product ever made was handcrafted out of a single piece of titanium. With straight edges, rounded corners, polished white to a pristine and seamless product that exemplifies the simplicity to the user. Okay, maybe it's not that serious, but the Apple Card has proven to be a pretty popular consumer product for Apple, not in the traditional sense of a physical product that you use for creation or enjoyment, but for helping users purchase things in a pretty simple and easy to understand way with also some other added benefits. And much like an Apple iPhone, iPad, or Mac, it continues to receive updates that make it a better credit card than when it was released. And it's a credit card that does offer a unique software experience that you can only find on an iPhone. And I've been using this Apple Card since the first day it was available for consumers, and I want to update you on my user experience with it, and even if you should still apply for this credit card in 2020. First, let's start off with a refresher on the basics of this credit card before we start going over some of the more recent updates. So just like always, you still need an iPhone to apply for the Apple credit card. Once you do get the credit card, you can start using it instantly on your iPhone, but Apple will ship you a titanium version of the card very shortly after that. The credit card works like any other credit card, but you also get some nice reward benefits with it. You get 2% cash back whenever you use Apple Pay, and 1% cash back whenever you use the physical card. However, there are special purchases you can make that will get you 3% cash back. For example, any purchase made through Apple's website or through the Apple Store will net you 3% cash back, as well as for any of their services. That includes things like buying and renting movies off the iTunes Store, your subscription for Apple Music, your subscription for iCloud, your subscription for Apple Arcade, and now Apple TV Plus. Apple is growing a lot in their subscriptions and what they're offering, and they're offering 3% cash back for basically anything that Apple sells. However, after its release, Apple has added even more merchants that can get you 3% cash back. Merchants like T-Mobile, Walgreens, Uber, and Nike all now offer 3% cash back whenever you use your Apple Card. And for the first time ever, due to this current crisis, Apple now lets you get 3% cash back rewards when using the titanium Apple Card at Walgreens. However, this is supposed to expire on July 31st. Personally, I would love to see Apple increase the rewards on the physical titanium card to match the 2% they offer with Apple Pay, or at least a 1.5% cashback card like Capital One offers. There's just too many instances where merchants don't accept Apple Pay, or it's inconvenient to ask the merchant to bring over the terminal to use Apple Pay. I can think of situations like a restaurant where you kind of hand the credit card over to the server and they bring it back to use. It's not like I'm going to hand my phone over and go, can you Apple Pay this? So there's still some transactions where, at least in America, where you have to use your credit card. And I would just love to see Apple increase rewards on the physical card because, let's be honest, this is a cool card. They put a lot of work into it. And it's made out of titanium. You're going to want to use it. Now, speaking more in line with the current time frame, Apple has also rolled out some other additional benefits that I have to respect. Apple has allowed users to skip payments for the past few months now without any sort of penalties, fees, or interest rate hikes. While users still should not rack up a lot of debt at this time, it's a nice gesture to those that are struggling due to temporary job losses. Furthermore, Apple has a brand new program now where they now allow monthly installments. Apple has now given Apple Card users the option of purchasing Apple products with monthly installments at a 0% APR interest rate. For example, you can purchase an iPhone and pay over 24 months. So an iPhone 11 would come out to $29.12 a month, which actually works out to be $698.88 total. Actually saving you $1 and change if you go for the installment option rather than just paying for the iPhone outright. I don't know how that works, but me doing the math here on my own, it seems that you actually save about $1 when you use this installment plan. Now, the iPhone isn't the only thing you can buy on this installment plan. You can also purchase a Mac or an iPad. However, this has to be done in installments of 12 months max. AirPods, HomePod, and Apple TV can also be part of these installment plans, but are capped at 6 months of payments. Now, the really nice thing about this monthly installment plan is that usually when you're using these financing options with other credit cards, at least in my experience, you have to choose between the monthly installments or actually receiving the cashback rewards. With the Apple Card, you can do both at the same time. So you can purchase an iPhone or a Mac, use the monthly installments at 0% APR, and still get your 3% cashback from Apple. Now, aside from those changes I just mentioned, the actual experience of using your Apple Card with the built-in software on your iPhone hasn't changed that much. You still get color-coded categories like yellow for shopping, orange for food and drinks, purple for services, green for travel, blue for transportation, pink for entertainment, and red for health. Honestly, I don't think I really find the category of spending that helpful. It doesn't impact or change the way I shop. And again, you can get mislabeling of categories that are inaccurate too. For example, I bought whipped cream at Walgreens and it categorized it as a health purchase. I mean, the last time I checked, whipped cream is not a health purchase, I think, maybe. Of course, you can still see your past purchases in categories like big lists, and Apple has made it easier to export that into other financial documentation to put into spreadsheets. Overall though, even though I don't find the color-coded categories that useful, it does make it super simple to keep track of your weekly or monthly spending. Another benefit of prolonged use that I have discovered with the Apple Card is just how easy it is to set up on multiple Apple devices as a payment method. As you sign into your Apple ID, it instantly has your Apple Card on record and just a tap away for you to use it on your phone with Apple Pay, whereas other credit cards sometimes require an extra authentication process that can make them kind of a pain to use. The easy process has basically made me use the Apple Card as my default Apple Pay option, which is great because that's how you get the maximum of the 2% rewards when shopping at other merchants. There's still other things to like about the Apple Card as well, as Apple claims that it wants you to pay less interest and absolutely no penalty fees. Of course, that means that the Apple Card has no late fees or other things like foreign transaction fees. But you still want to end up paying your card on time, because if you don't, you'll accrue interest, which will actually increase your overall bill of what you owe. And in my experience, the interest on the Apple Card itself is usually quite high. However, it has gone a bit lower since I've been using it. When I first started out, it had an APR of 23.99, then 23.75, and as it stands today, my current APR is 21.99%. Again, that is not low, but at least this is going down lower. So I'm a little happy with that. Again, you really don't want to be paying a 21.99% APR, so just make sure you're paying your bills on time. And Apple does kind of do a great job of encouraging you to pay off your full balance. When you go to pay your card, it defaults to the full amount payment, where a lot of other cards usually default to the minimum payment. I'll also note how much I like how Apple handles its rewards, whereas other credit cards usually won't pay you until the next month of your rewards, and some of them even cap you at reaching a limit. I've seen a lot of credit cards say you at least have to earn $25 in rewards before you can start using them. Apple tries to get you the rewards as quick as possible. They call it daily cashback, which isn't exactly true. You still have to wait for the payment to process, but once it's processed, the rewards are yours, and they're instantly available to use on a debit Apple Card, which is in the iPhone app, or you can instantly also just transfer it over to your bank account. Security and privacy on the Apple Card has been pretty good so far. I haven't had any instances of fraud. Obviously, the physical version of the Apple Card has no numbers on it at all, no credit card numbers, no expiration date. It's kind of like a blank slate. You find all that information in the iPhone app. Using Apple Pay is obviously the more secure method though, as it always generates a random token every time you use Apple Pay. And again, just so far based on my experience, I have not had anyone fraudulently use my Apple Card, which I can't say for some of the other credit cards I own. I also did some test runs with customer service to see how they would process some things like asking for a credit line increase, and then also going over and reviewing past transactions. Every process I've had with customer service has been super easy, and it defaults to the messaging app as a chat client, which is really nice to do, as you can constantly just talk back and forth with them as you would with almost any normal conversation. And honestly, I just do not like getting on a phone line with customer service. You're usually waiting for like 30 minutes, listening to some awful soundtrack through a phone, and just having the ability to just quickly do this through iMessage is really nice for someone like me. So overall, I've been really enjoying using the Apple Card. It's basically become one of my default credit cards at this point, and we're almost about a year in since it's launched. A lot of these additional benefits have also been really nice. Like I kind of joked in the beginning, it kind of seems like the Apple Card is getting these updates, kind of like how an iPhone gets software updates, constantly improving your experience. So would I recommend applying for and getting the Apple Card in 2020? Absolutely, especially if you fit the criteria of someone who shops at the Apple Store a lot, someone who is using T-Mobile, going to Walgreens a lot, and also someone who might be taking a lot of Ubers. All those categories currently have 3% cashback rewards. And of course, if you're someone who uses Apple Pay a lot, 2% cashback is also a really nice reward. A lot of the credit cards that I've been looking at and judging in this tier, if they're doing unlimited cashback at this category, it's usually 1.5%. So if you can do a lot of Apple Pay purchases, you should make out pretty good with the Apple Card. Just recognize the downsides and be made aware that you will basically need an iPhone to manage your Apple Card account. So if you ever plan on switching over to Android, you're also probably going to have to deactivate your Apple Card. But listen, at the end of the day, this is still a credit card, and as much good as Apple continues to do, how transparent they are in the process, and no matter how many breaks and benefits they give you, it is still a credit card, which puts the ultimate responsibility on you. If you apply for this card or any credit card, please be financially responsible and make sure you never borrow more than you can pay for that month. All right, everyone, hopefully this video on the Apple Card in 2020 helped you out. Hopefully I was able to provide you with some updated and useful information. If I did, make sure you give this video a like. If you want to see more from my channel, make sure you're subscribed. If you want to help the channel out in any way, make sure you check out some of the links in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.